So creative blocks are part of our work. I think every creative has experienced this. You're psyched up for a project and you start working on it, then boom, you run out of ideas and it's plain. You're not seeing, it's not sketchable anymore, you cannot visualize it. Kahiga Moshiri, and I'm a graphic designer. So currently I'm working at Deep Sea Studios with two other partners. It's a company that we set up for doing graphic design and art. So it has the both aspects of it, but I'm mostly into graphic design. We basically do design for print and design for digital signage, and through collaborations with other creatives, I get to branch out more. So you'll see me also in projects where we have website design. You'll see me in projects where we have a lot of photography, and you'll also see me in projects that include stuff like publications. Graphic design is a problem solving process. It's like through visual content. It's a visual way of communicating. That's how I'd put it. Be it typography only, be it combining typography and text, typography and images, be it combining icons and type, or icons as their own. The field is quite large. I'll just say, like, generally what graphic design entails. It's mostly layout. How this sits in relation to this or that. But in this field, you'll have to get to know a bit of things in other fields which are closely related. For example, photography. For example, another thing, illustration. You'll have to know a lot about typography, iconography, and symbols. All of them. You'll have to know about them. It's not a must for you to be an illustrator, for you to be a graphic designer, but you'll have to know how to spot good illustrations and illustration artists who you can work with together in your projects. The same with photographers. Learning design takes some time because the practice is what makes you perfect. So I usually get requests. Mostly they are usually referrals, but I do get some from my social media posts once in a while. But mostly, I can say almost 90% are referrals. And after this, I follow up with either an email or a call, just to get the feel of what the client wants, or even meet up just to get to know what this person wants. Is it a logo? Is it a brochure? Is it a calendar design? After we have agreed on that, I usually head out to starting doing my research. So I'll go online, I'll get anything tangible with the client. So for example, a law firm. So I'll just go online, check out law firms in Kenya, check out law firms in US, in Canada, anywhere. See how the identity goes around this. During the discussions, when we're negotiating price and whatnot, we usually have set the timelines for this, and I think it affects the price at times. I usually give out my turnaround time for that particular project, because at times it might find me in the middle of another project and I need to adjust myself so that I can cooperate this and finish it. But they usually take, for logo design, usually takes I'd say around 3 days to a week. I'll now create the general design presentation for the client. So I'll make like a small presentation of this, explaining why I chose this concept, why I did this, why I did that. I think in design, everything has to be justified. You just don't place anything for the sake of placing it. You just don't make, like I said earlier, just don't make things pretty. They have to be chosen for a reason. So I'll make a small presentation on this with the mockups and all my samples and variations for the logo. If the project doesn't end there, you continue the next part, which is mostly print and digital, creating a letterhead, business card, banners, whatever. So mockups are just from the word mocking up, or giving an illusion of what the end product will be. For example, someone engaging a design agency for vehicle branding, let's say 10 trucks or 15 trucks or so, including billboards and whatnot, a website and whatnot. Usually create mockups like, how would they look like in the end? What am I seeing? So if there's anything to be corrected, it can be corrected at the early stages, even before the project goes for print or implementation. Just get a general view. The business card will look like this, the billboard will look like this, the banner will look like this, etc. So they also make you as a designer look professional in terms of, what the designer sees is not what the client sees. You might be seeing your design as the end project, but you have to show the client how it will really look like at the end. So, and the easiest way to do that is mockups. So what we worked with right now are downloaded mockups. You can get free online. But it reaches a time when you're working with the real setup. For example, signage. You have to install a sign at some shop in town. You do have to go there, get a camera, get an image, head back to home, create your design, and then mock it up on the image you have, so that it gives even the more real effect, like on site. How will it look like? So I'll create a few variations of color. Sometimes it's color, and also sometimes it's the logo itself. Like, I'll vary a bit of it and see which one works better. So that was just a quick, but it will take some more time to polish it up and refine the colors totally, and also experiment them during print. So I'll make a few variations and see which one gives me the feeling that the points I noted down, which one gives me the feeling leading me towards those points more. So that's how I'll make my color decisions. They're usually not fixed, and they are so flexible. What I might be something of a different opinion from the client, and so I might need to revisit it and have their interest also incorporated in the design of the final logo. Typeface choices are a must, and they communicate so differently. I chose so there are two bits. In the J, I have an extension, a slight extension overlapping the S, just a slight, so that I could bring out the maze better, because we have the interlapping or interlocking lines or so. So that's why it extended a bit. And then in the font that will accompany the icon, it's sans serif, because I find sans serifs being classier, and they are more smooth and sleek. So that's why I opted for that. But still, it still has the character of being blocky and firm. I think it's like intonation. Like if I say, maybe, let's put it in an example, maybe sound. If I say, I will find you, with that tone, I will find you, it sounds nice. But when I say, I will find you, it sounds like a monster thing. So you also bring this through visually, through the font and how the font looks like. So if you want to be, for example, if you want to portray something which is sleek, something which is fine, something which is high-end, you'll go for thin, slender, curvy text. That's the typeface you're going for. Generally, that will be the character of your typeface. If you're going for something maybe childish, schoolish or so, you'll go for some fat fonts, full of color, etc. And I think the same also happens with color. For this particular concept, I used blue, because I found in color theory, blue is associated with trustworthiness. That's why, and loyalty, etc. That's why you'll see a lot of banks have blue or green, etc. Yeah, and then other colors will communicate something different. I don't know if it will work if you could find a hospital in red. Okay, it's not that of a good thing. Okay, so you have to keep your knowledge and these basic design facts, like how people view things and how they interpret them. Not only to make things look pretty, but to make things look functional and serve the purpose they were intended for.